welcome, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you're calling in from. I'm going to ask you to feel free to type in the chat. At this point, most of you know our regular MO. Type in the chat where you're hailing from, let us know, and also tell us how you're feeling. Are you feeling excited, rejuvenated? Are you feeling, how are you doing? Let us know.
Well, I know I am feeling absolutely fantastic. How are you? Thank you for sharing that.
Excellent. So I'm just going to launch our land acknowledgement. And in order to do that, I'll ask you all to kindly put your cameras, keep your cameras on, excuse me, but you can also, if you don't mind, putting yourselves on mute while we do our land acknowledgement, and we will be back with you for official introductions in just a moment.
So, hey, thank you. So I hope everyone enjoyed this video, as it was part of our bicentennial celebration of McGill. So celebrating 200 years on these lands that belong to other communities before us. And as you may have noticed, we play this at the beginning of each of our session. And we also had an elder opening just to let everyone know how lucky we are to be on these lands, and to remember also how the past, the present, and the future made us who we are. So again, we're going to be sharing some links for you to maybe try to look into which community is next to you. So on which land you are, there's a lot of resources online. So we really, really encourage you to go look ahead. So now we are getting started. Look, it's 5:30, but it's 2:30, and I guess super sunny in California, San Diego. As always, I hope everyone is feeling absolutely fantastic. So welcome again to Power Skills. I saw many of you in other sessions. And again, this career summit was brought to you by McGill University School of Continuing Studies and the Career Advising and Transition Services. So as you might have seen, the session is being recorded, and we encourage you to share it with as many people as possible, your friends, your family, your colleagues, people in the streets. The more people know, the better it is, as there's going to be a lot of insights shared today. So I'll say a few words about our guest of honor here, Jennie Edwards. So she's loving life in San Diego. Jennie Edwards has been living her passion since 2007 as a photographer, videographer, by empowering people in front of the camera. In her best-selling book, Empowered You, Jennie helps readers activate their best self to live a fulfilled life. Her key to success is to make every day a celebration by creating moments of joy. So please give a warm welcome for Jennie.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the introduction. Excellent. Nice to see you all here. Thanks so much for being here. And I am very grateful for this opportunity to speak at the Power Skills Summit. It's just very exciting. And I see a couple familiar faces in the crowd. So let's go ahead and jump right in. How many of you, by a virtual show of hands, want to have more joy and happiness in your life? Yeah, absolutely. How many of you want to make more money for your business or in life? Who doesn't, right? maybe a little bit more money. Well, it all really derives from a similar place in within our body, within as we activate. Today, we're going to be talking about really activating a 5-step process that we can use in our life to overcome day-to-day obstacles, which might distract us from our big vision, our dreams. How many of you have some dreams out there that you want to accomplish in your life? Yeah. Awesome. I know I have a 5-year-old, and every single night, right before we go to bed, we sing, I wish I may, I wish I might, wish upon a star tonight. And then we get to make a wish. We each make a wish for the next day. What are we going to accomplish in the next day? And she always says, Mommy, my wish is to make tomorrow the best day ever. What would your life be like if you wished every day to make tomorrow be the best day ever? Or today, right now? How many of you want to make this day, make every day the best day ever? Yeah. Well, for some of us, we can get a little overwhelmed by all of the tasks that we have to do. Oh, my to-do list. Oh, my calendar. Oh, beep, beep, notifications popping up, distractions, fires to put out, emails to answer, phone calls, voicemails. It can be overwhelming, right? I know personally, as a mother of 2 little girls, little only by stature, not by personality. Believe me, these girls keep me on my toes. And I know for any of you out there that are parents or caregivers, business owners, even fur baby owners, you all have tasks to take care of. So thank you so much for being here right now. And I look forward to the opportunity to teach you these 5 steps to activate your own best self energy, to be your best self, the best version of you, the you that's 100%. You want to activate that? Yeah. All right. Ooh, event is being live streamed. Awesome. We got the live stream mojo coming on. Awesome. I like it. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about tapping into your personal power so that you can share your greatness. Share your greatness. And part of that is being visible, right? If you're not visible, then what are you doing? Are you playing hide and seek with your visibility? Like, oh, I've heard people say, I'm not on social media because I don't want anybody to see me. And, sometimes there are issues, security issues, maybe perhaps as an idea, but sometimes we want to be safe. And I know during the pandemic, a lot of us anybody spent a lot more time in your house than you ever thought possible? My house. Ooh, but I'm ready to break free. And one of the things that as my profession is videography and photography, been helping people show up and shine their light, share their message. One of my big missions is empowering people to show up in a bigger way, feel more confident to share their message. But I wasn't always like this. In fact, I used to be very shy. When I was growing up, I was the only child. I grew up on a farm in Illinois. And I used to, if I heard a car coming, I would run and hide. Ooh, I don't want somebody to drive by and see me. I would peer out the window. And I didn't have many friends. And it wasn't until I was a freshman in high school, and I heard on the announcements one day, auditions for drama club, Tuesday at 6 p.m. And I thought, why not? Why not go out for drama club? I mean, what's stopping me? What do I have to lose? And that right there was a big transformation in me stretching my comfort zone, coming out of my shell, unveiling who I really am. Has anybody ever had an experience like that? If you have, just type it in the chat. Anybody ever felt shy and then have maybe an expansion of your comfort zone? Just give me a yes in the chat if that ever happened to you. I feel like a lot of us, we mirror each other. We mirror the experiences that we're having. And it's through sharing stories of this, sharing my vulnerability, that we can connect. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Vincenzo and Patricia. Yeah, Nayo and Deborah, Zita. Thank you guys so much for participating. I love participation because even though we can't see each other, we get to really, feel each other's energy and positivity. Awesome. So what leads to us showing up and being more visible? We're going to talk about some of those things, but the first aspect that I want to talk about is the first of these 5-step process to the self-activation is nourishment. Anybody like some good nourishment in their lives? What does nourishment mean to you? Does it mean eating great food, getting nutrients, getting water, plenty of water in your body? What are some favorite ways that you can nourish yourself? Is it maybe doing yoga, meditation, maybe some breathing? Go ahead and type it in the chat. Do you have a favorite way to nourish your body, nourish your mind, nourish your soul? Oh, yes. Thank you, Deborah. Yeah, a balance. It is a balance. And it does take effort, right? It doesn't come to us automatically. I was in the pool the other day with my 2 little girls, and this woman I just met, she said, "Oh, I'm only 41, but I think I might be going through menopause early because I've been getting these headaches and I just don't know what's going on with me." And I said, "Well, how much water do you drink?" She's like, "Huh, I hadn't thought about that. That could be it." It's like, wow, you let your mind, spiral into all these things, and it could just come down to something as simple as drinking water to help us feel better. I'm going to drink. So everybody take a drink of water right now, or whatever your beverage of choice is that you have handy. Let's stay nourished. I have a morning routine. Does anybody do a morning routine or an evening routine? Like something that you do every day when you wake up, besides my very first step, which is make some coffee. Yeah. But then I tend to go over to my book, my affirmations book, and I read some affirmations, some positivity. I start feeling that, kind of getting into that headspace, into my body, because the morning is the best time to do this self-activation. I'm also a morning person. Anybody else a morning person out there? Yeah. Yeah, meditate. Thank you, Zita. This is a great time to meditate because you are so close to that level of subconscious mindset, because you have just come out of your dream state when you wake up. And right when you wake up is the best time to journal or, read, meditate, visualize. And I love having that routine because it really sets me up for my best day. If I want to be my best self, I activate with my morning routine. If mornings start at 9 a.m. Yes. Well, you're lucky because now with my 2 little girls, my mornings start early. So my goal is to wake up before they wake up. And then I'm like, golden. Okay, stay asleep, please. I have to sneak out of the bedroom. Tiptoe. I feel like a ninja. Okay, can't make a sound. I need mommy time. I need my me time. Okay, so we talked about nourishment. Our next one, determination. Determination. It really can mean so many things. Persistence. It can mean focus. What does determination mean to you? I want to ask. Go ahead and type it in the chat. Maybe you have some ideas or some other words that come to you regarding that. for me, it has to do with this background I just put up. This is my vision board, sideways. My vision board. Anybody have ever create a vision board out there? Yeah, overcoming procrastination. I love it. Oh, thank you, Vincenzo. You're too kind. Yes, I love overcoming procrastination. Pushing on with your dreams, even when you have failures. Thank you, Deborah. Oh, nice. Yes, perseverance, determination, intentional. Yes, intentional determination. That's a really good point. Thank you, Adel. It's really important to take a look at what your intentions are. So I like to be aligned with what are my vision board goals? What are my big dreams and goals? And if you haven't ever made a vision board, I challenge you to do one. And I challenge you to put it in a place where you see every day, not behind a door where it's gathering dust and like, oh yeah, I forgot it's New Year's Day. Didn't I make a vision board last year? What happened to that thing? What happened to those goals and dreams? Oh yes, Patricia, being undauntable. Ooh, undauntable. That sounds fantastic. Brilliant. So getting in touch and being determined to make progress towards our goals and dreams every day, little tiny bite-sized little baby steps. Just as a baby, like a 1.5-year-old baby was learning how to walk, she's fall down, get right back up again. She didn't even cry very long. She just got back up, take a step, fall down. Okay. What if we did that as adults? What if we made steps every single day? What would it be like if you could just show up and know that you're making progress every single day towards your goals and dreams, and you had that clarity? So taking a look at, I want you guys to just for a moment in the chat, we're going to take a look at our values. What are some values that are important to you? Values that you connect with in your life. Like personally, I hold family as a big value. That's a big part of my why, of what I do, why I do what I do, and also empowerment. I'm sure you gathered that from my bio, but a big mission for me is empowerment. And yes, family, absolutely. And also gratitude, love. Love is a big one for me. Just take a moment and type that in. Yes, Patricia, presence. Respect, truth, freedom, togetherness, respect. Yes, awareness. Ooh, you guys are good. Some good, great values. So what if you could communicate those values and connect with others that have those values? Ooh, yes, authenticity, helping, giving. Thank you, Vincenzo. Nasim, thank you all so much for participating. I love this. Heart-centered. Yes, that is totally important to me. And by being able to help others really show up and share their story, which we'll talk about in a minute, I love helping people just connect with the values to their core. What's on your heart? What is vital to you as a human? Not just as, career oriented, business owner, but like, let's bring the humanity back to business and bring the humanity into our careers and what we do and how we connect with others. And that leads us to being memorable as well. Oh, thank you, Anne. Gratitude, love, opening people's hearts to be kind to others. Yes, 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 yes. I totally resonate with you guys. I love that. Excellent. So our next step in our third part of our process is our support system. Support system. That really can relate to maybe you're on a team or you have your own team. I know personally for my business, I have a couple people working with me remotely, but in my own house, I'm taking care of business, right? I'm handling all the stuff. I am a mompreneur. And maybe you are part of a support group. Like I'm in a really awesome women's group, and I lead a couple groups as well, virtually. And do you guys have a support system that you're a part of? Any of you out there? Yeah, people that really uphold your values and want to help you succeed. Because even though we might all be in different places in the world, we can really support each other, cheerlead, cheer each other on, celebrate each other's successes. And with that saying, you are the balance of the 6 people that you surround yourself with, the 6 closest people. So who are you choosing to surround yourself with? If you're choosing to be part of a supportive environment versus people that are like tearing you down or criticizing you, or there's always something wrong, or I know I've had family members who have not been, they've been the naysayers. They haven't been building me up, or they maybe think that my ideas are too out there or something. But like, okay, that's fine, but I don't choose to spend my time with you. Who are you choosing to spend your day with? And that is really vital. So yes, Zita, thank you. That the pandemic really has shown like who's supporting you, who's on your team, who's your support team. So taking a look at that and you making that choice, you have the power to make that choice. I mean, sometimes if it's a coworker and you're like, oh, my cubicle is right next to this person and I have to deal with them complaining every day, it's difficult to make that choice. You might have the AirPods on all day. But if you are making the choice for your own business, you can actually have, the choice to separate yourself or decide how much time are you spending with that, and who am I calling in? Who am I bringing in? What groups am I joining that have people in them that I am inspired by? And that makes a big difference to me in my life. I know actually Patricia and we're in a really awesome Speaker Skills Plus group where we get to train our speaking skills. And I know they also support me and cheer me on, and that makes a big difference. So thank you. Excellent. Oh yeah, we can choose our friends, but not our family. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Adel, is that how you pronounce it? I can see how, sometimes I have to just not listen too much to those family members that might not have a filter, and be paying attention to the words that are coming out of their mouth and how they affect me. So yeah, that's so true. Thank you guys so much for sharing the chat. It's really awesome to hear your experience and how this relates to you. Yeah, absolutely. So next we're going to talk about one of the big important parts, which is visibility. Visibility. Now, there's 3 things that I like talking about. Let's see how I can move away from these words here. VCP, visibility, credibility, and profitability. I'm a part of BNI, which is called Business Networking International, and it's a global organization based on the idea of givers gain. So you give business to the people that you know, like, and trust, and it changes how the world does business. And this is one of their core values about using, visibility, and that enhances your credibility, that leads to profitability. Any of you want to be more profitable in your life? All right, double hands up. Yeah, I think we should do a happy dance for that question. So visibility is using your voice, because our voice is such a great way to activate our visibility. Obviously video. So I want to ask you, what would it be like, just we're all like Zoom experts right now, huh? We've all been on a whole lot of Zooms. And what would it be like if I showed up to this meeting like this? What would you think? What would your interpretations like? You can go ahead and come off mute or type it in the chat. Yeah, aloof, looking chill. Too cool to be here. Yeah, uninterested, not connecting. Exactly. And why is that? Because you can't see into my eyes. I'm not mesmerizing you with my eye contact. Or, if you're multitasking and you're not even paying attention to the speaker, I get it. I understand. We all lead busy lives, right? But what does that communicate, right? We all have to kind of take a moment, evaluate our choices, right? How do we want to communicate and how do we want to connect? So the visibility is vital. And what would it be like if I showed up to speak to you and I was like this? What would you think if I didn't even have my video on and I was speaking to you? Would that be weird? Dejected. Oh, like an arrow in my heart.
Hiding.
Hiding, exactly. Exactly, playing hide and seek, ashamed to show my face. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And what would it be like? What would it be like if I had more of a business suit on? What would that be like? Without the purple, not without the pink hat? Excellent. I would be a different if I had this excellent posture. Very serious and official. Too formal. Ooh, unreachable. Good word. Maybe not real, not authentic. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for doing that little test with me, that little activity. Okay, so our next activity that we're going to do is called Read My Lips. Okay, so this is going to require participation. You might need to pin me on your screen or put me on, if you don't already have me on speaker view, because I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to say a sentence. And then in the chat, you are going to type in the chat what you think I am saying. Are you guys ready? Okay. Ready, set, go. Any ideas? I will eat my lunch. I really need some blush. Oh, you guys are so close. Yes. Yeah. Okay, it was a combo of those two. I really need some lunch. Good job. So let's do one more. I'm going to say one more for you. Ready, set, go.
I want to grow my business.
Yeah. Good job. But if I didn't make eye contact with you or enunciate, would you be able to read my lips? Probably not. Probably not. Or if I was mumbling or speaking like this, monotone with no tonality, like a robot, you might not have the same experience, right? So taking a look at how are you showing up? How are you being visible? What are some ways that you think that you could be more visible and show up with what you're doing? Go ahead and type them in the chat. I, for one, have as I mentioned, a book called Empowered You. It's on Amazon. And I created this as a tool to help people activate being their best self, which I mentioned is one of my big missions of empowerment. And yeah, social media presence. Thank you, Patricia. And being able to use, I have photography, I have quotes in here. There's some different writing exercises to help people tap into their skills. And awesome. Oh, yay. So it's a really cool thing to be able to reach out to people, right? Social media, we talked about. Even I'm a videographer, so I help people create videos. And the next part that I want to teach you about is telling your story. And if you have questions in the chat, go ahead and type them up during this process, because we will have some time for Q&A after this. And I want to help you guys be able to tell your story. So that's part of as I mentioned, the fourth step is visibility. And we're going to talk about how to make a story arc. And this is kind of important for, not that we're going to have time to workshop this right now, but looking at how you can share your message and your values as the things that you wrote down. The important part of telling a story is being in the story, not just saying a narrative. When I was 12 years old, I went to summer camp, and then I met this woman who told me about personal development, and I decided to create a journal. And then I started doing that every day and blah, 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 blah. Boring. Who's going to remember that? Why does anybody care? But what if you're in the story? What if you become the emotion of your story? There I was, 12 years old, summer camp. I was nervous. I didn't know any of the kids. Ooh, who am I going to room with? I don't know. But that counselor, she seems really nice. Hey, you want to come to this? You want to come to this class? We're going to talk about journaling. Journaling? I never did that before. What is that about? Oh, wow. I actually like writing. This was actually fun. I got to write my own stories. Wow. And then I got to even participate in the Young Authors Contest, and I won. I wrote a book when I was in 8th grade, and I even got to use my art skills and illustrate it. That was so cool. What an awesome experience that has actually led me to use journaling as a tool for my own personal discovery and personal development. Okay, I just came up with that one on the fly. I hadn't even planned to tell you guys that story. But you are going to come up with, and you can even I can type this in the chat later, or you can do a screenshot of this. The story arc is an incident that happened to you. So jumping into the incident, it could be a problem because it presents an obstacle, like you were shy, you were like stressed, you were overwhelmed, you didn't know who to turn to. And then it also leads you to obviously the characters. You need to think of who the characters are in the story. If it's your personal story, could be a client that you helped, a success story that you're telling them what challenge they overcame. But what is the change? What's the transformation that was encountered in that experience? And the climax, like, what happened? Like, what's the excitement? What's the experience? What's the level? Like in a movie, obviously there's a climax, and maybe not in my 12-year-old journaling story, not too much of a climax because I came up with that one on the fly, but could be a big transformation. That it could be even like the fact that I wrote a story and I won this contest in 8th grade. That could be the climax of my little story. But I invite you to take a look at your own personal stories and how you can use those to be more visible. You can also lead that into your credibility. Credibility. What are some ways that we can use our credibility as a tool? Almost like a credibility is like the zip line that leads us to success. Credibility could be, do any of you have any like special licenses or achievements, degrees that you've achieved, in your education? Go ahead and type in some ideas about credibility in the chat. Okay. And the main thing is that we all want to be able to add value. Yeah, testimonials, absolutely. And adding value is great in any regard because we're thinking about who we're speaking to. We know our audience. And when we are taking a step back and thinking, what are our values? How do they relate to the people that we want to talk to? How are we impacting them with our message? And that is really vital. Adding value. Always want to be elevating and adding value, not just blah, 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 blah. That's not going to make an impact in the world with our message. It's not going to help us be visible, credible, and profitable in our ways. Yes, thank you. Television shows, absolutely. Podcasts, yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. So we're always thinking of how we can add value. And this is really the engine that is driving our success. It's leading us to our success because when we're connected to our value, as we talked about before, being heart-centered, that is going to drive us to our goals. And it's going to feel amazing too. It's going to feel so inspiring every day. It's going to propel us to get through our tasks, all of our daily situations that we're overcoming, all those obstacles. It's going to break through. Who wants to expand your comfort zone and break through to a whole new level of success? By a show of hands. Yes, thanks, Pamela. Double hands up. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Ann. Thanks, Deborah. Thanks, Vincenzo. Awesome. Okay, so I'm leading us into our step 5, positive mindset. Positive mindset. Any believers in positivity out there? Give me a heck yes in the chat. Thumbs up. Awesome. Why is positive mindset? I know my ex-boyfriend say, I don't believe in positive mindset. I'm a realist. Okay. Well, everybody has the right to choose their own reality, but I am choosing to stay in the light. I'm choosing that. I have to. That's why he's my ex. Absolutely. Because that is our choice every day. Only we can choose our mindset. And when my daughters get me like, oh, frustrated, like, just go to bed, people, go to bed, brush our teeth. I have to stop, use my tools, go back to that nourishment. Everybody take a moment to drink some water again. Nourishment. So that I can be my best self. Did I have enough protein today? Did I have some fruits and vegetables today? Have I used some relaxing essential oils today? The smell of lavender just brings me back to my relaxed state. So taking a look at how you can choose every moment to create that positive mindset and choose happy. Now this is totally me because my nickname is Joyful Jennie. And so I can help myself choose happiness. And this helps me overcome my obstacles every day. Now, just for fun, I know we've been sitting a lot today. I want us all to we're going to do a fun activity. And I want you to think about doing a little stretching, a little roll your shoulders, realign the spine. And if you're in a position that you can stand up, oh yeah, stand up, get out of your chair. Okay, oh, my green screen's not quite tall enough. And think about when you were a kid, did you have, or maybe also as an adult, do you have a favorite superhero? Who was your favorite superhero? Was it Batman? Yes. Was it Superman? Throwing out some webs. Superman.
Wonder Woman.
Woman. The Invisible Jet. Who? Yes, Fantastic Four. I love it. I love that superheroes are still thriving in our world. Oh, yes. So I want you to come to your favorite superhero stance right now. Now, it could be kind of, feet hip width apart. I see Pamela's got some hands on the hip. Yes, Deborah. Awesome. Yes, Nayo, Zita, I can't quite see you over there, but I'm assuming that you're doing some superhero action. Yeah. Now this is like a super confident pose. How's it feel? Any words, any thoughts? Feels, yeah, thumbs up. Take a deep breath right here. Feeling that confidence just sourcing through your body. You're feeling grounded. You're feeling like your best self. You're feeling strong, powerful. Yeah, go ahead and flex those muscles. Yeah. Doesn't it feel great? I mean, I don't think any other speakers are asking you to do a superhero pose. Probably not. But it feels activating. And sometimes we need that extra push, that activation. Oh man, I need to send out all these emails today. I've got to call 20 people on the phone. Oh, I need some coffee. Nope. You can also activate with your superhero stance, feeling strong, feeling like unlimited potential, ready to take on the world. What if you started your day that way with some superhero activation? So I invite you to remember how you feel right now with this energy sourcing through your body. And how would this feel to drive your success, drive your focus, your determination onto unlimited potentials? Yeah. Perfect. Thank you guys so much for participating in that. That was really fun. Awesome. So I'm going to open it up to some Q&A. But I also want to let you know that I will, if you want to pop your email in the chat, I am going to gift each of you a link, which is a video that I created, which has the top 3 tips for creating your own video content. It's top 3 tips for creating your own video content. So if you have wanted to make your own videos, if you're not sure how to do it, this could be a really awesome way to activate this whole level of opportunities for you to share your message, share your story on video, and reach more people. Thank you so much. Okay, so do we have some questions out there in the audience?
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to give priority to anyone here in the room, but I'll share with you anytime those from the live, and same goes for the emails. Fantastic so far. Thank you.
Excellent. Patricia, what question do you have? Hey, Patricia. I mean, Pamela.
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
I was walking my dog, so I was on my phone for the beginning part of it. And I know you said there were 5 things. So maybe you could review the 5 things so I can make sure I have all my notes, because I missed one.
Okay. We have nourishment is one. We've got determination is 2. Support system is 3. And visibility is 4. And positive mindset. Thank you. And
Thank
I also
you.
want to acknowledge Pamela because she is part of my support system as well and being my Speaker Skills Plus group. So thanks, Pamela, for joining us today. Any other questions?
Here, so I'll jump right in as there are over 10 questions. So we're just gonna be able to do a few here. Any studies on the relation between the mindset and the growth rate of a company?
Mindset and growth rate of the company. Ooh, that's a great question. I don't have a specific book in mind, but I definitely have been following I did this really awesome thing called Abundance Challenge that was given by Deepak Chopra. And that was, I definitely recommend something like that because it's a virtual challenge that a team could easily do. And Deepak Chopra has some really amazing videos on his YouTube channel as well. I would recommend studies like that a team could do, individuals could do on their own time as well.
Thank you. Fantastic here. And I guess people are going to connect with you for any follow-up questions or things. Here I have one. What if you are I guess it's missing a word. What if you are the self-sabotage type?
If you're self-sabotaging?
Yeah.
That's a great question. I feel that using affirmations as a tool has been really transformational for me. Transforming my self-talk. You're not good enough. Why do you think you can do that? You know, that internal voice that's chattering all the time. And when we come back to our I am statement, I mentioned affirmation. So personally for me, mine is, I am an empowered woman. And I post it. I post my statement on my bathroom mirror, actually. There it is. I am an empowered woman. I am an empowered woman. I look in the mirror. I say it to myself 10 times. I say it until I believe it in my heart. And that has been a great process for me to overcome that negative self-talk.
Thank you. And I guess you kind of answered the next question, which was, how do you practice empowerment through hard times? Again, I think someone here did. It's Patricia adding to the conversation. Thank you.
What was that?
Oh, it was Patricia adding to the conversation. But the question, how do you practice empowerment through hard times?
Oh, that's a good one. Thank you, Patricia. How do I practice empowerment through hard times? It's a constant training. I mentioned my morning routine, which going through the pandemic, definitely difficult times, surrounded by a lot of negativity in the media, and just practicing and training that and reading positive sources and listening to guided visualizations and really getting into that and selecting not to watch the news. That was a big decision for me. I'm not allowing any of my time going to that, because when I come, many of us like have a downward spiral of thinking going into fear, and then it leads you downward that spiral. Stopping and asking myself an empowering question. How do I want to feel right now? How am I choosing to feel right now? And that has been a transformational thing for me. And thank you, Patricia, for recommending that book in there too. Conscious Corporations.
Okay, great. Here, I have someone, so again, another type of question. So How can I share my social enterprise with international customers? So
That's a great question. What kind of product or service do you have?
I would have to ask
Yeah.
and come back. Okay, fantastic. So we'll keep that on the ice. How do you make yourself or your brand visible as an so how do you make yourself and your brand visible as an entrepreneur?
Well, there's so many great ways to be visible. Obviously, we talked about social media. We talked about writing a book. There's so many different possible ways to be visible and to really share your message out there. Connecting to groups that are like-minded, even if you don't want to be like, totally public, you can really reach people in these, smaller groups like on LinkedIn and all of these different sources. This is kind of the best time to be visible that I've ever experienced in my life.
Exactly. We're lucky to have you all the way from California, something that normally didn't happen as easy before. Again,
Yeah.
This one is very similar, so we can skip it. I just wanted to make sure to at least read it. So how do I grow a currently online teaching position to a successful coaching practice?
Well, there's definitely some great possibilities. There's ways to do it with online courses. There's some different teaching platforms. There's a lot of ways that you can just do marketing, with funnels, and there's a lot of learnings for that. But I just find getting back to the basics, the basics of connection, the basics of, picking up the phone and calling somebody, or, connecting with an old friend, or connecting with a client that you haven't talked to forever. I've been really taking a strong look at that over this year. Like, what am I attracting into my life? And that's coming to me like automatically, just with the energy that I'm putting out there. That doesn't have to be like a complicated funnel and, learning this whole new set of marketing tools or hiring a marketing agency. Of course, you can totally go down that road, and that might shortcut you, if you hire a PR firm or something like that, that's going to get you visible in more publications, more articles, and things like that. Yeah.
Fantastic. So we have an amazing question here by Vince. I don't know if you want to ask it yourself or you want me to ask it. Cool, I'll go then. So, hey, Jennie, I would like to know what makes you smile. It's a long one.
Thank you. I love that question. I remember that. A lot of things make me smile. My heart makes me smile. My life, just choosing what I focus on. What I focus on expands. And I am choosing to focus on the smiling faces, all of you being here and supporting me and being willing and open to listen to this message. It makes me smile knowing that I am making progress towards my mission of globally empowering people across the world and helping make them smile.
Fantastic here. So people are loving it, and everyone feels it's contagious. I'll say the same. We really needed that in an evening of a long week and day. So here I'm just going to write the next question in the chat so you can read it at the same time. So someone is asking, as a career advisor in high school, how can I empower kids who are struggling?
Ooh, that's a cool question. I would say getting to the heart of what matters to them. What's their why? What are their values? Because everybody has slightly different values. And how could you relate to them on that, basic foundation, that basic level? Kids that are struggling, maybe they're concerned about their family, and you might have a story that you could share that relates to their value or an obstacle that you overcame in your life. And that might open them up to see you as a human and not just their career advisor or teacher. It brings the humanity back to the relationship, and that's going to help see that they are supported by a real person.
And now we're wrapping up with an easy last question. So do you have LinkedIn, Jenny?
I do. Yeah, I do. I could actually drop my, all my connections in the chat. And I also want to give one more. Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, those are on my websites. Perfect. And I want to also give you guys a complimentary inspiration session. I have the link in there, which is a way that we could do a Zoom 30-minute call together, and I could actually share some more custom insights with you in the work that you're already doing that would help you be more visible, share your message, reach the people that you want to reach. And that could be a really valuable way to implement some tools in what you're already doing to help elevate your message in a bigger way. So here's the link in there. And
thank you so much. Just wanted to ask you,
LinkedIn is under Jennie Edwards, I believe, or Jennie Edwards stock, it might be.
So is this a fantastic gift only for people who are here in the Zoom room? Is it also for people on Facebook Live? How do you want to share it? You decide.
Yeah,
And
that's
anyways,
totally fine. I am open and yes, generous. It's like giving. The more that we can give to others, I talked about adding value, the more that we attract into our lives. So when we can give people something to help them, you never know what happens. It's like
so
the
now
law
it's
of
not
attraction.
only Joyful Jennie, it's a generous, joyful Jennie. So thank you so much. As we are now already at the end of the show, of the presentation, I just want to thank you on behalf of everyone. I think we can all say this was fantastic. A lot of great tips. I saw people taking notes in here. And again, there's a few questions I'll share with you at the end if you want to connect with others. Just thank you so much for coming here to Power Skills, Jennie. It was a real pleasure.
Thank you all. It was such a joy. I loved all your comments and participation.
Exactly. So yeah, for sure, if you want to have even a bigger smile, so we have a lot of nice comments here in the chat. And yeah, thank you everyone for being part and engaged in this conversation. Up next, we have a personal branding masterclass with Marina, and we have talking about academia at 8 p.m. So again, thank you so much, everyone. We're going to stop the recording.